Sioux Empire United Way meets the needs within our community by funding more than 80 different services. We help children, vulnerable adults, and people in crisis through a variety of services. Good happens across our community every day through United Way funded programs, and that is especially true now as our community handles the impact of COVID-19. Today we have joining with us is Kathy from KIDSTOP. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Why don't you go ahead and start us off and tell us a little bit more about what is KIDSTOP? What do you guys do?
We are an after school and summer program. We operate in the Pettigrew Heights neighborhood in Sioux Falls here. KIDSTOP is one of the only free programs that operate in Sioux Falls because we are fully funded by the United Way and the First United Methodist Church. KIDSTOP is located in the First United Methodist Church, and it's been operating since 1989. We are also fully licensed by the state, and our goal is basically to provide safe transportation. We provide transportation from Lowell and Hawthorne Elementary as well as Edison Middle School. And then we like to, our other goal is to provide a safe and caring environment for the kids and the parents as the parents are finishing up their work day each day. So
awesome. And you guys have such a fun little environment that you provide those kids. It's always fun to visit.
Yes.
So why don't you tell us what were you able to do over the last several weeks during this pandemic and while we were social distancing, and what were your teachers able to provide your students?
Okay, so we did choose to close our physical building for several weeks, basically just to help to prevent the spread of the virus. With our kids being a little bit older, there were options for parents to keep them at home, and so we just thought that was a safer option for them. So they were at home, but us teachers and directors did a lot of things to keep in contact with our kids and our families. We did all we could to support the kids as they were doing remote learning with their parents. So we did sending letters to the kids, just letting them know that we're thinking about them. We also made phone calls as well as text messages and emails, and just kind of help the kids out with their homework if at all possible. We had a couple parents who said their kindergarten first grader basically had to read 30 minutes a day. And that was something that was a huge benefit to have us call them, and basically we just listened to the child reading on the phone. We did FaceTime with them so that if the child had a trouble with a word, we could ask them, or we could help sound it out or stretch the word out for them. And then basically sat and listened to them read for a half hour, gave the input. Sometimes we read also to them and shared that time with them. So we tried to do as much as we could from our homes to help the kiddos have a successful school year, and to give the parents a break at times, because it was very overwhelming for all of us parents to all of a sudden now become teachers overnight. So as teachers did all we could to support them and to support the teachers who were helping from the school districts as well. So we also provided weekly, we stopped at the kids' homes and provided snack for the kids. A lot of them were getting breakfast and lunches either at home or through the school district. So we thought we could provide them a daily snack. That is something that we provided our program every day. So we would bring, once a week, one of the teachers would stop by their house, and literally we'd hang like a Hy-Vee or Walmart bag on their doorknob and just let them know that we stopped by. And it would have 5 snacks for them for the week, sometimes more. And we'd always surprise them with a few little toys or school supplies in there, so that they not only felt cared for and supported, but also so they have those materials, and that way they could focus on homework with an extra snack in their bellies. So yeah, the teachers had a lot of fun. We missed them so much while they were gone, but I thought that was the best way to support them and their families during this time. So
absolutely. It's always fun to listen to them read to you, and just a little bit of a different piece of your day.
Yes, it was a lot of fun.
Cool. So now that you are back open, since it is summer officially, for the kiddos. What are you planning to do with them throughout the summer, and what adjustments are you having to do so that it is a safe place to continue for them to come to?
Okay, so when the kids first come every day, first thing we do is a health screen, just to make sure that they haven't been exposed to the virus, or that they don't have a fever. We take their temperature every day, just to ensure that everybody in the facility, to the best of our knowledge, is not sick, so that we're providing a safe environment for all the kids. We are also washing our hands as soon as we get here, and washing them frequently throughout the day, which is always a good skill to teach kids. And so basically every time we do something, we're asking them to wash their hands. So if you eat snack, wash your hands. If you read a book, wash your hands. So we're trying to get them to see that hand washing is probably the most important thing that we can do during this time. We also are keeping the number to 10 in a classroom. So that includes the teacher. So typically we've been having about between 7 and 8 kids in a classroom, and 1 or 2 teaching staff, depending on the needs of the kids in that classroom. So we've been trying to keep our numbers down. We are also having the kids wear masks as much as they can. Sometimes they, need to let their nose come up for a minute or two. And obviously when they're eating, we let them take their mask off, but then we only have 2 at a table at the time. Just so we can provide as much safe care as possible. With the weather being nice, we're trying to get outside as much as possible, because obviously outdoors is good for them. And a lot of our parents are so excited about that, because they haven't had that opportunity as much if they've been indoors for whatever reason at home. And we've had a lot of rainy weather. So we're trying to provide outdoor activities with them, whether it be, we did hula hoop earlier today. Later on this afternoon, we're going to go out and play tag. So just try to do as many outdoor activities as possible. A lot of our typical field trip options are not an option this summer, with like the pools being closed and things like that. But we're going to be trying to do more outdoor activities, whether it be volleyball or hula hoop, or some of the, going back to being 80s kids, where we did more stuff outside, whether it was, to be on the swings or to do different relays and stuff. So just having some open grass area is all we need for that. And the kids have really, so far, really enjoyed it. So
that's awesome. Yes, teaching kids what it's like to be outside and not on video games or any of that, and just enjoying it. Yeah, that's awesome. What are your numbers like normally, and are you seeing any changes for the summer?
Usually we have 50 to 70 kids during the school year. Sometimes kids will come and go during the school year. Some are part-time, some are full-time. So our numbers kind of change a lot during the school year. During the summer, our program goes to about half the size. Today, for example, we have 18 kids. So yesterday we had 12. So sometimes we'll have few, sometimes we'll have more. I have a feeling on field trip days, like from past experience, we'll have a few more, because all of a sudden they want to take advantage of that opportunity, which is just fine. We're open every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock to 4 p.m. And so it gives them an opportunity to go enjoy some sunshine and then come back home. So, yeah.
Awesome. As we continue to go forward, and when we get to a time that social distancing isn't as much as it is now, what would you like the community to know about KIDSTOP, and in general, is there anything that we should know about?
Well, currently, like I said, our numbers will go from 50 to 70 during the school year, and we also have less during the summer. But we do have more available spaces. So the community basically needs to know that we have openings, and that we have some wonderful, very qualified teaching staff that can help them out. We try to stay in this neighborhood, as that is the church ministry, and that's what we try to focus on. But we are open to children of other neighborhoods, especially just for the summer program. But basically that we have openings, because sometimes parents don't know that we are open and that we are available. We do have some income restrictions, but we do our best to work with families to provide the best care that we can. And we have actually a really fun, cool program. And we provide care for middle schoolers, which a lot of programs aren't able to provide. And middle schoolers, probably more than any age group, need the opportunity to get out and run and do things, because a lot of times video games and television is where a middle schooler will naturally kind of go to or tend to go to. So like today we have our middle schoolers making muffins and homemade lava lamps. And that's kind of a cool experience versus, you know, playing your 40th game of Mario Kart. Not that there's anything wrong with Mario Kart, but it's good for them to do that for a limited amount of time and then do other things too. And it was kind of cool to see how excited our middle schoolers were to make muffins. I was like, that's pretty awesome. So, because they know they can eat them afterwards too. So.
For sure. That's always the best part about baking. Taste testing and then the final product.
Absolutely. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It was so great to hear what you guys have been doing and what your summer plans are for the kids. So it's always good to hear that it'll be as normal as can be for the time being.
Yes.
So, great. Well, we will chat with you another time. So thank you for giving us this opportunity.
Yes, and thank you to the United Way for help supporting us and our kids. We couldn't do it without you guys.
Absolutely.
So, thanks.
Bye.